I know this was not the most fun budgeting video. If it's something you want to see, I would consider showing you my numbers, but I don't really want my finances plastered on the internet, not that a lot of people watch. Good morning, welcome to Vlogmas, day 13. I got my early start this morning. It's about 8 o'clock, so I've been up figuring out my work schedule for the day, hanging out for about an hour now. But it's time to make some breakfast because I'm hungry. So, as you know, I'm sure if you've been watching Vlogmas, I have been making avocado toast pretty much every morning. But this morning, I'm gonna make some eggs to go on top of it because that just sounds really yummy. And it'll be a little extra oomph to my avocado toast. Good job. The time of your life. Oh, see that girl. Only the dancing queen. Ba-dum. I'm used to a propane oven, stove. This is taking a minute to heat up, so while we're waiting on that to heat up, I figure it's a good time to find myself a coffee mug and get my coffee. The sunset was really pretty this morning, by the way. Hey guys, what's up? I haven't gotten a ton of footage for today on this fine Monday, but I am about to actually work on some budgeting stuff. So I thought I would show you kind of the system that I've been trying out, especially as we're in the last month of the year and we'll be entering a new year here very shortly, in like 3 weeks. So, I thought I would work a little bit on it. It'll be a little bit different, obviously, since I'm not, like, where all of my normal budgeting stuff is located. But I do have a PIN and access to all of my accounts, and I can kind of plan out the rest of this pay period until my next paycheck to figure out what bills will be due and stuff like that. So, thought I would share that with you. It's about 9 o'clock and I've made my way upstairs to like wind down, do that, and get ready for bed because tomorrow I'm getting up early again, of course, to work, but I'm actually going to go work at Starbucks with Madison tomorrow morning before lunchtime, so I'm really excited to do that. We're just gonna go hang out and get coffee and work on our stuff together, which is super fun, and I'm looking forward to it. But let's do some budgeting, shall we? Okay, so I think back in I want to say I've been doing this for like about 2 months now, so like a couple paychecks. So I budget from paycheck to paycheck rather than monthly because it just makes sense for me to do it that way. and I have been trying out the envelope method. This envelope that I have here is like my smaller one that has my more like day-to-day purchases. I haven't really been using it since I've been home. I chose not to worry about carrying cash with me on this trip, but to give you a little bit of a flip through of this envelope system, I will show you. So if you're curious about where I got things from, the little plastic actual binder was from Amazon, unfortunately. This really cool charm, which is like a vampire lip holding a bullet, which is cool, I got from a shop on Etsy called Acorn and Croft, or Acorn and Crow, I'm pretty sure. And that's where I got all the stickers that you'll see. All of the words, I just got sticker paper or label paper and used Canva to make them. So anyway, groceries, and then I have this cute sticker from Acorn and Crow. I have my gas envelope, and I also have little ledgers for each category. I have my spending envelope, food, coffee, of course, self-care, so like getting my nails done, getting my hair cut, things like that. The next category I have for crafty things, Benji, so food, vet care, essentially is the main stuff. Any toys or snacks or treats I need to get him. Jeep care, medical with the plague doctor sticker, seasonal and gifting. I have a bigger envelope at home in Oregon that has more broad categories like savings, technology, like savings, like general savings, technology, housing, a tattoo category, so things like that, a little more broad. So when it's time to transfer that money over to here, this is my little envelope for that. And then I have an extra category, so if there's any money that I end up not using that I don't want to keep in that category, then I can put it in extra to go back into savings or to deposit into checking, and then all of my receipts. So that's my little envelope flip through. But what I'm going to try to do today is figure out what bills I'm going to have coming out in before the next pay period. Alright, this angle is super wonky, so bear with me here. Okay, budget. So I'm going to start with expenses. I don't even know when my next payday is, so that's cool. I know we're going to have a Spotify, credit card payment, insurance. Now, those are the big ones. So insurance is around $111, Spotify is $13, and credit card payment, I'm hoping to do a pretty big payment, so we'll see where I'm at. So I always start with my expenses for that 2-week period. I'm gonna write over here subs to check. So I just got Epidemic Sound for Vlogmas to have a little bit more variety in music, which is actually really nice. So Epidemic Sound, I have a Patreon person that I sub to, and that's on the 1st of the month. I think those are the only two that I've added recently, so I need to just check on those and make sure. And then I'll also kind of split my expenses to include things I know I'm gonna do. So I know we're going to get drinks on Friday, so I'm gonna anticipate like probably $60 on drinks and food, roughly. We're going shooting, and I don't know if Mom's gonna pay for that one or not, so a question mark. We're gonna get dinner, we're getting breakfast, which I won't probably have to pay for that one, so 0, because I'm assuming my grandma will pay. My mom might pay for dinner too, but it depends on shooting and dinner. And then when I get back to Oregon, it's gonna be the 18th. I may not have as much coming out as I think, but I'm also gonna need to budget for groceries when I get back. So like a week of groceries. So probably around $100 for groceries, and also fuel. I shouldn't really have to budget for much, so I'll just say $40 just to have enough to fill my tank. Pretty much that. Oh, last minute gifts is also one that I need to figure out. So this is kind of what it looks like when I figure out my weekly budget. I actually have a printout that I made in Canva that I use that actually breaks it down a whole lot better, and I track my monthly or like week to week like debt payoff, how much credit card debt I have, how much is still left to pay on the Jeep, things like that. I track from each one, but obviously this is more of a rough budget to figure out where I'm at for the rest of the time being home. So I'm gonna go grab my phone and figure out how big of a payment I need to make and if there's any payments I am missing and when I get paid next. My next paycheck is the 24th, which probably means it'll actually be the 23rd based on holiday stuff. I'm gonna try to do like a $300 credit card payment is my goal, but I'm gonna have to budget all this stuff out. So I'm not gonna show you here. Hi, hold on. So in this vlog, I'm not going to show you my actual numbers just because you don't need to know my debt and my financial situation right now. And that's not something I'm opposed to doing if that's something people want to see. But right now, I'm just gonna give you a general idea of how I budget and what it looks like without giving you my actual numbers. Basically, how I set up my week to week. And like I said, I will show you my printable kind of thing that I made in Canva so you can see how I really break things down. But the biggest thing for me is to figure out, and I think this goes for most people when they budget, you figure out what expenses you have set in stone for that pay period. So what bills are coming out, how much you need for groceries, and any expected additional expenses. So I usually budget in for coffee. Figure those things out and plan ahead. And now that I'm doing the envelope system, the biggest difference is actually budgeting into specific categories to say, okay, I have $15 for coffee until my next paycheck, and I have $60, oh, I need to write that down so I don't forget. I have $60 to get my nails done, and including a tip. Pinpoint those exact categories, and that's been a lot different for me than what I'm used to doing for budgeting. I used to just be like, here's my bills and my expenses, and I have this amount left, and I wasn't saying this certain amount of what's left goes toward this thing. So I was spending on unnecessary things and making it more tight between paychecks, whereas now with the envelope system, I really am seeing my cash go to a specific thing. And I really want to prioritize in January. Oh, excuse me. I'm 110% prioritizing in January savings because our big goal in 2022 is to buy a house. Like, I am putting that out into the atmosphere because I believe it's going to happen. I can picture it happening. I can picture us getting into a house, being happy. The dog having space to roam in a fenced-in backyard, having a space for a garden, being able to drink my coffee on the porch in the mornings or in the sunroom, or both. I can envision that reality. So I'm putting it out there. 2022, we're buying a house, and 2023, we're getting married. That's the 2-year plan. And there will be a vlog next week talking about New Year's resolutions and planning for the new year, so don't you worry, we'll have a whole vlog about it. It'll probably be like a 30-minute vlog because I have a lot of opinions about New Year's resolutions. And guys, have you noticed that smudgy spot here in videos? I cleaned my lens and I cannot figure out what this is. I wonder if it's on the inside of my lens, which sucks because then I should go get it cleaned. But if you're curious to really see a breakdown of a 2-week pay period, I would consider doing that for you if you really want to know what we're working with, or what I'm working with, because Tyler and I very much split our finances. That's something we need to work on as a couple, because if we're going to go in on a house together, or if I am going to be the one that does the primary loan, whatever that ends up looking like, depending on what the lender tells us next year when we figure that all out. I do think he and I should start like a joint savings account so we can put all that money, ideally a joint high yield savings account, but I don't know if those exist as far as a joint one. But if I start a high yield savings account and then he like transfers me money to put into the savings account, then like both of us are putting money into that account. That's our money for a house, wherever that may end up being. So that's that. I don't think I have a whole lot else to tell you about budgeting. I'm really excited for tomorrow to get to go hang out with Madison at Starbucks and like get work done together. Like I texted her earlier and I was like, do you still want to do that? Because she had mentioned it sometime last week. And she's like, yeah, totally. So she's going to pick me up at like 8 a.m. tomorrow. Probably closer to 8:15, knowing how both of us are. It's going to be super fun. And she was like, I love that we get to go do this. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, me too. Like, I think I'm just gonna sign off so that way maybe I can go ahead and get this edited, start fresh tomorrow for Vlogmas Day. Tomorrow's Vlogmas Day 14 will be 2 weeks into December, which is really wild. Poppy, I know. She thinks she needs all the attention. Alright guys, well, good night. I will see you tomorrow morning.